Howdy y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing another chit chat get ready with me. I mean, my last one, it didn't get a ton of views, but I got a bunch of comments and that made me happy, and so I felt like people actually enjoyed it and it's worth like doing another one. And like on the other one, like I talked about just like a little life update, and then after that, after I ran out of things to talk about, I started answering questions on this website that it's called, sorry I don't have my glasses on, but it says, let me read it for you. It's called 100 Getting to Know You Questions, and I only made it, I'm on question 35 now, so eventually I'll get back to that. I'll link that in the description. I linked it in the last one as well. It's just the same list. I have little like cuts all over my hands, and it's like paper cuts, but I haven't really been touching much paper. So I like talked to my boss about it, and she said she has the same thing. It's because like your hands just get dry and they crack and it feels like a paper cut. But it's like on my actual fingers. It's not like on the dry, cracky like hand part, I guess. So that's confusing to me because that's never happened to me, but I'm just not used to this climate. Because if you didn't know, I'm like currently living in Indiana. I don't think I've ever actually said the state name because I try to be like semi-private, but I feel like it doesn't really matter. That's still pretty vague. And anyway, I'm going to be moving back home to Oklahoma in about 2 months. So that'll be better to like be back in the heat, and I'll be there in time for summer, where summer's my favorite season, and so I'm really excited for that, like for the heat. But I'm not like in a rush to leave or anything. I think I mentioned in the last video that I was talking to this guy, and I'm still talking to him. In the last video, I mean last Get Ready With Me. I'm not sure. I think that actually was my most recent video. But anyway, oh my gosh, sorry, my fingers are like actually like in pain. Like they feel cut up. Oh well. So, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, I'm still dating him, and that's going really well. I really like him, and so that makes me really happy. I don't know, like, even though, like, the city I'm living to, where I guess, like, from my home, I'm about, like, it's like 11 to 13 hours, I guess. I don't really remember exactly, but the good thing is he travels for work, and so there's a potential that it could work like after I move, because he like is finishing the job that he's on, and then he'll be moving for work, and they haven't like decided like where his move will be, but he could potentially get placed like close-ish to me. I mean within like 3 hours or whatever, and so we could like hang out on weekends, and I'll be busy with school anyway, so it's not like I'm gonna have like a ton of time to hang out. But and then also like his company, if he accepts the job of this one company, it they like give him a free flight like every other week or whatever, and so he could like come visit me every other week if he ends up like not getting placed close to me. So that's also a possibility. But I'm trying not to get my hopes up too much, because you never know. Like I feel like stuff falls apart. It's like I feel like relationships aren't really made for like distance. Like I don't know. I know there's a lot of people who would do it, but for me, like I'm just like I need a lot of attention, and so I don't know if I'll be able to do it. But also, I'll be so busy with school. Like even if like it might be good like to have the distance, because like I would feel bad like I would if he like lived in the same city as me or whatever. Like I wouldn't be able to like give him like nearly as much attention as I'm giving him now, I guess. So I don't know, I would just feel a little weird about it. But yeah, so that's kind of a little update on my personal life, I guess. Work has been going well. I'm actually like, I like mentally prepared myself to be like miserable when I got here, because like I knew what I was getting into, like my job, and it hasn't been nearly as miserable as I was expecting, so that's super cool. And yeah, so that's really nice, and I just have to watch myself because it is a very draining job. Like, so I have to like make sure to like keep a positive attitude, not necessarily just for me, but for my clients, because like, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm getting paid to do this job and like getting paid well. So I'm like, I should probably like make sure that I'm always like trying to be happy and peppy at work, because it's like I'm one-on-one with my client like all day. And so like yesterday she mentioned, like I was like super nice, like I'm always super nice, and I would never like say anything mean or whatever, but she just like was like, have I done something to upset you? And I'm like, no. And she's like, oh. And I was like, no, do I seem like I'm being mean? And she's like, no, you just seem like short. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm not trying to be. But then again, that was a Friday, and I feel like by Fridays I'm like drained because I work Monday through Friday. So like by Friday, like my tolerance has gone down a little bit, and she does like a bunch of things that are annoying, and so like I try like to be as nice as possible and like not seem annoyed by it. But it's like, it's basically like taking care of a small child. Like she just does things that are not very smart and like inconvenience other people, and I'm like, that's not necessary. But anyway, so I just need to like change my attitude and make sure that I'm like super peppy and nice with her. What else? There was something else I was gonna go into, but I don't know. Oh, what I was gonna say. So basically, I only got 3 hours of sleep last night. I went to bed at midnight, and then I woke up at 3 a.m. because my dog had to go to the bathroom, and I was not able to go back to sleep. And so I tried to go back to sleep, and then finally at like 7 a.m. I gave up, and I started working on some stuff. Trying to decide. Oh, I'm not, and this is off topic, but I'm not like, I kind of have a look in mind, but I'm not like going anywhere necessarily. Well, I am. I'm going to Goodwill, so I don't really care. I am going to be like hanging out with the dude later. I don't know which color I just dipped into. I think it was butter, but I think I already used that, so I should probably use something else. Pretty sure I already hit a goal on butter. Let me check. Yeah, I did. But oh well. I'll just even it out and then move on to a different shade. But, so what was I saying? Oh, yeah, I'm going on a date tonight, but I'll probably end up like redoing my makeup by then. So, because I need to like shave anyway, and like, I don't know. So I just feel like I'll just redo it. But that butter shade is really pretty. Anyway, so all I'm doing is going to Goodwill. But so I woke up at 7, or like I was awake at 3, but like I got out of bed at 7 because I was like, okay, if I'm not going to be able to sleep, I need to at least be productive. And so what I did is I went through all my nail polishes, and you know how like when the polish falls, it like gets kind of like glue, and it's super hard to open the tops. So I checked all of my bottles, and then I removed the like dried on glue stuff from them. I don't know why, but I really want to use this palette. I want to see if it has the color I want. It doesn't really have the color I want, so rip. But anyway, so I went ahead and like got all the caps off and like checked them, and then if they had like dried on nail polish, I used my nail polish remover and like cleaned them. And so that was satisfying. It wasn't anything important to do, but I just like, it's so frustrating when I'm like in a hurry to do my nails and the color I want is like glued shut, and I had to go to all the trouble to doing that. So that was fun to like do that, even though it wasn't really even on my list of things to do. Another thing on my list of things to do today is press my blushes. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's see. Okay, so I have this palette, and I might use one of them today in today's look just to test it. But honestly, like a lot of them are very pigmented, and so it's just not really usable. And then I have this other shade that I don't like. This shade, it's a J-Cat. And so I thought for the dark ones, I could mix in some of this like light pink in with the dark shades to like tone them down so that it's more wearable. And so I'm gonna do that later today, hopefully, if I have time. So that's exciting. That's another thing on my to-do list. And what else? I have that song in my head that's like, can I get a kiss? And can you make it last forever? That's in my head. It's like a TikTok song if you don't have TikTok, but it's a pretty, I can't remember who sings it, but it's like a really popular band that sings it, so I'm sure like a lot of you have heard it. But anyway, that just keeps like playing on repeat in my head. But yeah, what else? Oh yeah, the weather's still like freezing cold here, and I'm like a warm weather type of gal, so that's pretty frustrating. But I mean, I'm just making the best of it, and I'm gonna just like live my best life when I go home, I guess, because it'll be really hot there. And also, I don't know if I told y'all in the last video, but I booked a trip to Mexico. So basically, like, I start PA school in the very, very, like, last couple days of May. And so I'm leaving Indiana, like, the very last day or two of April. And so then I have, like, a month between, like, getting home and starting school. So in that month, like, the first week, my hair's, like, grown out. I don't know if you can tell. But it's going to have to last 2 more months until I go home because, like, I'm pretty sure that it's, like, really expensive up here to get your hair done. And so, anyway, I'm going to wait till I get home and I can go to, like, the girl I normally go to and everything like that. And, so, yeah, my roots are going to be really grown out and ugly, but oh well. Anyway, so I got to get my hair done. And so I have this month, like, between. And I got to go get my hair done, and I think I scheduled that for like the first Thursday or Friday I'm there. And then after that, I have, or not after, but maybe even before that, I have to go to the city that I'm moving to in Oklahoma, which is not my hometown, which is like, I think it's like 3.5 hours away from home, and find an apartment, sign a lease, all that good stuff, and then move. And I don't have to be completely moved like before that first week, but that second week I'll be in Mexico. And, so, yeah, that's kind of like the plan right now. But anyway, that's exciting, and I don't think it'll take too long. I kind of like have my eye on an apartment, and I'm kind of going back and forth on it because, like, in undergrad, I did the thing where you have like 3 roommates and you all have your own room, but there's like, you know, a shared bathroom between two people, and then you have like a common living area and kitchen, and that's pretty much the same way I think that this is set up if I'm interpreting the website correctly. But anyway, I gotta write this down. Sorry, I have to make my tallies for years of usage on here or I'll forget. My finger's still burning. It might be from all that, like, alcohol, or what do you use? Nail polish remover that I use that's making it extra sensitive because, like, I was doing that for a long time and, like, holding it. And it's, like, mostly this hand that's, like, burning, and I'm pretty sure it's from that. But, yeah, that's why my nails look bad right now. Like, I took off the nail polish, but I know it's going to be doing my makeup, and I didn't want to mess up, like, fresh nails doing my makeup, so anyway. So anyway, this new apartment, I think it's set up like that. But the thing is, in college, I knew my roommates because I was able to, like, request because I knew people. But, like, where I'm moving, like, I won't know anyone. So it'll be interesting to, like, go there. But the thing is, the apartment is, like, 2 minutes away from the school that I'm going to be going to. So I called the complex and I was like, hey, like, do y'all have a lot of, like, med students living there? And they're like, oh yeah. And so I don't know, like, my hope is that, I mean, I'm sure there's some sort of, like, roommate request form, and I can just put on there, like, you know, pair me with someone who's, like, at the medical school or whatever. so that we have like, you know, similar schedules and like studying and that kind of thing. But it'll also be a good way to like meet people, even if like we're not besties, like at least I'll like have a home base. But I mean, I am bringing my dog, so they'll have to be okay with that. So anyway, yeah, so that's kind of the dilemma of, I'm not sure if I want to do that because like I'll be really cramped for space. But the thing is, that apartment is furnished, so that is a positive. But like if I get it might be nice to have my own place, like in case I want to have people over or whatever, because it's always awkward having people over, like whenever you like have roommates. And so like if it works out with this guy, and he comes to visit me, like it's awkward to like be living with 3 other people and like have him like spend the night and stuff. And so I don't know, but obviously I'm not just thinking about him, but I mean me as well. Like I'm like a very like clean person. It might not look of it, but those are just like boxes or whatever. But I'm very like, I like things organized and cleaned. And so like in college, I struggled with one of my roommates who was like a really good friend of mine, but she just like wasn't a clean person. And I really struggled because she would never clean up after herself in like the common area in the kitchen. And so it was very like frustrating for me. So I don't know if it's worth it to pay like an extra like $400 a month to like have my peace of mind of like I don't have to worry about like coming home to a disaster or whatever. But yeah. Not pretty. I know I'm not carrying it all the way down, but I did that on purpose. Okay. By the way, this is Sinful from Pat Mcgrath, if you're curious. This is like my favorite shade. Honestly, it's probably like one of my top 5 shades in my collection. I love it. And I only paid like $14 for this palette. I think you can probably still get it, but that's like the main shade I like in it. Like honestly, the other shades I could live without, but this shade is like bomb. And like even if I was to like buy a single shadow in the same like similar shade or whatever from Cleona, it would be more than $15 probably, and now I got like a whole palette. And it's not like I'm gonna like go through it super fast. Like I can always buy a single later, but I just like had never tried Pat Mcgrath formula, and so I wanted to try it, and I'm really happy I did because that shade is bomb. So that's what it looks like so far. I purposely left space here because I want to like smoke out the bottom, but can I get a kiss? Can you make it last one? I don't think I marked that tally on that green shade yet. No, I haven't. Okay, anyway, so that's kind of my dilemma with the apartment, but another thing is, like, if I were to, like, get my own place, I would have to furnish it, and so there's, like, I would guess it would take at least, like, $5,000 to furnish it. I don't really know how much, but, like, I would have to buy a bed, a desk, a couch, a coffee table. Like, I already have, like, most of my stuff I need for the kitchen, but, like, that's a lot of purchasing. And, like, you know, I would want, like, a chair, a rug, that kind of thing. Probably not $5,000. I could probably do it in, like, 3 or whatever, which wouldn't be too bad, but I don't know. Like, and honestly, I love shopping, so I wouldn't really mind it that much. But another thing is, if you don't live in, like, an apartment complex like the one I was describing, you often have to pay, like, your own utilities and figure out your internet and all that stuff. And, like, in the apartment complex that I was talking about, like, they have all that done for you, and it's just, like, included in the rent, to my knowledge. So that's another advantage of doing that type of thing. I think it's really pretty. I should probably line it. I was about to do mascara, but I need to line it and do an inner corner highlight, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to wipe out some of that fallout. I'm trying to figure out what shade that fallout was from. It's green, but I'm pretty sure it's like that Diva shade from Jaclyn Hill. But anyway, so yeah, that's another thing, and I don't want to have to deal with that for sure. And I'm gonna be like completely living off loans. So there's that. But after I like graduate, I'll make a ton of money, so it won't really matter that much. But I still like have money anxiety. That's just something that I've always had, and I don't see it going away until like I have all my debt paid off. And honestly, just like they say, like time heals all wounds, and so like honestly, I think I do have. Never mind. I'm not gonna go. I was gonna be like, I have PTSD, which I do, but I mean, I probably shouldn't like. I guess it's sort of related to money in a way as well, but I don't know. Probably shouldn't get into that. So, anyway, yeah, that's kind of like the major life things that are going on right now. My dog's been doing well. She's like super important to me, and so that's worth mentioning. And what else? I haven't had any car problems. Oh, actually, my boss's husband fixed my like part of my car that was messed up, so that was really nice of him. Because like my weather guard on my car, like the thing that's underneath your like front bumper and like kind of protects your engine from rainwater or whatever, it was like dragging on the ground. Like the clips like really easily come off, but anyway. So, yeah, that happened, and he fixed it, or at least temporarily. So that was super nice, and that was worth noting. I think that's the main things that have been going on in my life. I guess, like, as far as, like, shows or, like, what I'm doing in my free time, I think last weekend I stayed home and chilled, like, my, I keep wanting to say just my boyfriend because it's just easier, but we're not, like, technically official yet, but we're like exclusive, I guess, and like we're basically boyfriend and girlfriend, but he just hasn't asked me, and I've like mentioned it to him, and he says he's going to, but I don't know. I get it if he didn't want to, because like I'm gonna be leaving and everything in like 2 months, and so it makes sense, like if it doesn't work out after, it just makes it easier to not be like, oh yeah, like I just went through a breakup, because like if it doesn't work out and we're not like technically official, you didn't just go through a breakup, you just like, I don't know, you're going through a failed talking stage, I guess, I don't know. But honestly, like, we're past the talking stage, so I don't really know. I don't know what his plan on that is, but I'm okay with whatever. Like, I would be fine with either, because like I just don't know how it's gonna work out, and it will make it easier if we're not like in a relationship or whatever. But I don't know, I'm just letting him decide, because I don't want that pressure or whatever. And he was like, why don't you ask me? And I was like, I don't know, I kind of just like don't want that pressure. And also like he was like, go women, go feminism, but I think it's just because he didn't want to deal with it, which I'm in the same boat. So like I'm just leaving it up to him, because like either way it's okay. So anyway, but whenever I talk about him to like my boss or whatever, I just say my boyfriend, because it's too complicated to be like, the guy that I'm exclusively seeing but hasn't asked me, but anyway, yeah, so that's that. And he's gonna actually come visit me tonight. He's been having some like family issues, so he's been going home like on the weekends, but we haven't seen each other in a few days, which is a long time for us, and so he's gonna come see me tonight, and I'm excited. What else? Oh, I forgot to put like concealer between my eyes. I'm kind of out of practice. Like I haven't really done. I feel like this is really nice. I really like this look. Like honestly, like I thought about like reserving that Pat Mcgrath like green shade for like special occasions or whatever, but like I'm gonna have to use it 22 times this year. I mean, I guess not quite that much, because I already have some usage, but I'm gonna have to use it, let's see, I'm gonna have to use it 11 more times this year, and like I'm not gonna have 11 special occasions that I want a green look on, so like might as well just like use it whenever I want to, whenever I'm like feeling inspired by it or whatever. And so that was kind of my thing for the day. And honestly, if I don't like take it all off in my shower, I might like just keep it on for tonight, because I don't really know what I'm wearing when I go out with him. There's not really any like big like bars here, which I'm not allowed to go to anyway because of my job, but there is this like little bar that only has like a few people in it, and so we might go there later. But next weekend I'm going to his hometown, which is like about a 2-hour drive from where I live. But he lives like close to me during the week because his like work is about 30 minutes from where I live. Sorry, this finger's just like so sore. But anyway, so that's good. But I don't know if this is boring, y'all. I feel like this is just like girl talk, whatever. But yeah, y'all probably don't really care. So I guess like I'm trying to think of anything interesting that like other people might be interested in too. I guess like we've been watching Love is Blind, and I really like the show, and I don't know how many episodes we're in. I think like 6. And so that's been nice. Oh, because I'm going to if y'all watch Love is Blind, there's like a scene in it where like one of the couples, oh my gosh, am I getting a zit on my under eye? This is very rare. Oh, this is very off topic, but I was doing Snapchat filters, and I realized like whenever I have on the Snapchat filter, like, and like the pretty girl filters or whatever, like my texture on my skin is so prominent on the filter. It like makes it look worse than I feel like it is. So that's annoying. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, there's a scene in the show where they're one of the couples is going to a cenote, which is basically like a little cave, I guess. And it's like water, and you like swim in it or whatever, or you don't have to swim in it. It depends on like the cave, but anyway. And so the place that I'm going to in Mexico has a cenote like really close by, and I'm going to a resort, and like honestly like it's just like me and one of my girlfriends, so I don't know if I'm gonna go off the resort or not because of safety reasons. But anyway, there is a cenote, and if I could go to that cenote, I have like the perfect caption because like on the show, oh, I just used my like good foundation. Oh well. On the, what was I saying? Oh, on the show, so the dude was like, last time I was at a cenote, I was at a rave with Diplo or some shit like that, and sorry, I didn't mean to cuss, rip. But anyway, I just thought that was funny, and I could just like put that in quotation of me like laying in the cenote or whatever, just like chilling, and I feel like that would be really funny, like as a caption. If like people would only get it if they've seen the show, but the people that did would be like, you're so funny. So I always try to be like really clever with my Instagram captions. So I feel like I'm actually a funny girl, I'm a funny gal. Oh, I forgot to put on primer. Should I do it? I don't really need it because I'm just going to Goodwill, and then I'm going to redo my face at least. Like, even if I keep my eyes, I'll redo my face before tonight because it's going to be a long time because it's, like, early in the morning right now. Not early, but, like, not late. It's, like, 9:30. So, anyway, I guess I'll just skip it. I did put on the green. Well, I guess, like, so I consider it moisturizer, but I mix a green primer with moisturizer to be, like, my first step because, like, the green kind of counteracts the redness in my face. And so, anyway, that's kind of like moisturizer. So I don't really consider that a priming step, but I guess it sort of is. So, anyway. But, oh, yeah, I was just saying, like, I like to have funny Instagram captions and stuff like that. So I think about that way in advance. And, like, if I think of a good caption, I'll, like, I have, like, a notes app, and I have, like, a page on my notes app in my phone where I, like, write down, like, random ideas for captions that I get. And I know that's, like, super excessive, but it's fun for me, and I don't really care. Because, like, I feel like when I'm about to post, like, I always, like, be like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to caption it. But, since I have that page, it just makes it easier and, like, less stressful. But, speaking of Instagram, my, makeup Instagram has been really growing a lot lately. And I feel like in a couple months, it'll pass up my, like, personal Instagram. I think on my personal, I have, like, 1,300 something, which I'm not bragging or anything, I'm just saying for comparison reason. And I think like on what do you call it, on or on my makeup Instagram, I think I have like 1,140 or something like that. So yeah, that's exciting. I just think that will be fun, like to be like, oh, it surpassed my personal account. That'll be funny. But also, like, I barely post on my personal account, like, every 2 months. And also, it's private, whereas my makeup page is, like, public, and I post on it, like, every day or every other day at least. So, I mean, it's not, like, I'll go a period of, like, 4 days without posting just because, like, I don't have the picture. And, like, I'm picky about, like, the way my feed looks. I like it to be aesthetic. So, if I don't have a picture that, like, fits well next to the pictures that I previously posted, I'll, like, hold off on it and then just, like, get a new picture. But, anyway, so I'll post, like, you know, every day sometimes, but then I'll go, like, a period of a few days without posting. So that's kind of how that works. And yeah, it's just fun. It's a fun gig. I'm, like, running low on concealer. Honestly, I'm gonna have to buy concealer soon. I mean, obviously I'm gonna use up what I have first, but, like, so I only have one concealer besides these three. This one is, like, pretty much gone. I don't know if you can tell. This isn't in a project pan or anything. I don't really project pan my concealers because I'm, like, under control on those, I guess. But anyway, this is pretty much gone. I really need to take the stopper out. That might be a project for later today, if I can remember. And then this one is up to here because I can see the demarcation line. But this is, like, the Smith & Co. Canceled, which is a super lightweight. It's like Your Skin but better. Like, it's not very much coverage. So, like, honestly, sometimes if I'm doing, like, no foundation, I'll use this because it makes it look like I'm not wearing makeup. But anyway, I also use it because it's, like, my only darker. Besides, the Makeup Revolution one is, like, it's not dark, but it's, like, not super pasty like the Tarte one. And anyway, so sometimes I'll just use it as, like, a topper to, like, deepen, like, whatever, like, lighter shade I'm using. And then I have another one of the Smith & Co. ones, but it's in, like, a super pale shade. So that's unopened, and I'm leaving it unopened. But I think that after I run out of this Revolution one and run out of this Tarte one, I'm going to have to buy one because the Smith & Co. ones are super lightweight, and I know I'm going to need, like, a more full coverage one just, like, in my possession. So if y'all have any recommendations of which one I should get, let me know. Right now I'm kind of leaning to try the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer because that's been one I've been wanting to try for years, and I just, like, haven't because I'm trying to, like, use what I have. And now I'm, like, kind of at an opportunity where I can buy. So if any of y'all have tried that, let me know because I'm curious. And I have dry skin, by the way, so I don't know if that makes a difference in your recommendation. I mean, it's normal to dry, but here it's, like, definitely dry. But anyway, yeah, so I'm excited to, like, be able to, like, not have no guilt about, like, buying another makeup product because, like, I've been so good this year. I've only bought 2 makeup products this entire year. One of them was a Becca Foundation, and I bought it because, like, I have this tan shade here. It's, like, down to here, and, like, after this runs out, I'm gonna be, like, I won't have any darker foundation shades, so I need one. But I mean, I wouldn't have bought it but I saw it on sale at TJ Maxx for, like, $3, like, literally $3. So, like, I couldn't pass it up. I haven't really looked at the reviews on it, so I'm not sure if it's good. But honestly, I'm not really that picky with foundation. I used to be super into, like, comparing and being like, which foundation is better, which wears better, which makes, you know, whatever. And now I'm not, like, I'm kind of, like, not really switching up my foundation that much. I just kind of use what I have and make it work, if that makes sense. But I used to, like, be the type of girl to be like, oh, today I'm wanting a more full coverage look, or today I'm gonna be sweating a lot, so I need to wear this one because it blasts the best through sweat or whatever. But yeah, now I'm just kind of, like, using up what I have. But they're not old, so it's not like I'm, like, in a rush to use them up. But I got really overwhelmed back then when I had, like, too many foundations, and so I ended up, like, decluttering. I think I decluttered, like, 2 or 3, like, two years ago. So yeah. That song is literally still in my head. It's like, can I get a kiss? And can you make it last forever? I was debating if I should do cream products today since I'm, like, only going to Goodwill, but I'm also going to be filming, like, my years of usage update after this, and also my Panda palette. So I guess it's worth putting in some effort, but I mean, I really like my eye look, if that counts for anything. This eye look was inspired by Jessica Lee, by the way, because like one of her recent videos, she had like a warm crease and then green on the eyes and then like a deeper brown in the outer corner. And so that's kind of like what inspired my look, which I mean, I've been wanting to do a look like this before that, but I guess like I probably wouldn't have been as inspired by the warm crease because usually like I gravitate towards cool tones. So, oops. So I'm gonna need to like, I don't know if y'all follow me on Instagram, but recently I was talking about on there how like after you finish the look and you've already got all this stuff done and you want to go back in and add like more blending or whatever, but maybe the best idea is to wait to do that until I have set my face. So I think I'm gonna set my face. This zit right here, it's like, I don't know if you can even see it, but it's just a bump. It's not necessarily a zit yet, but it's annoying me because like who gets a zit there? Let me set my face real quick. And then I'll go back in and like touch up my eyeshadow. Anyway, I was talking about on there how like you get your full face done and then after you're done, you're like, I wish I would have like gone back and like retouched up my eyeshadow or like made sure it was like completely even and blended and all that stuff. But anyway, yeah. Speaking of annoyances, I don't know if anyone else can relate, and this, I don't know if someone's gonna be grossed out by this, but I like went to the dentist recently because like it was time, and I don't know, I don't have dental insurance, so I try to like not go that often, but I just like, one of my wisdom teeth is coming in, so I wanted them to like check it out and like make sure that it wasn't like something emergent that I needed to like get extracted right away or anything, and they said it was fine, but they said like I need to get it taken out, but I'm not like in a big rush or whatever, so I'll probably wait till next year and try to get dental insurance. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I went there and like I have a silver filling from like when I was little, and I'm still like annoyed to this day because it's on a baby tooth and like I don't have a real tooth under it. And like I got a cavity in it when I was little, I guess, and I used to never get cavities. Like I would never get cavities. And yeah, anyway. So, but I got a cavity and my mom was like wanting to save money, so she got me the silver filling. And back then, like silver fillings were very common. Now pretty much they always use like the clear or the like white ones that like look like your teeth or whatever. But anyway, back then it wasn't, and I like begged her like when it was happening. I was like, hey, like we need to do the white one because this is a baby tooth, whatever. And she's like, no, it'll be fine. Blah, blah, blah. But anyway, to this day I still have that silver filling. It's super annoying and it looks ugly like when I open my mouth. It's not like a lot of people are looking inside my mouth, but you never know. Like it's just like something that I want to replace. So I was thinking, oh, like one of these days I'll get it replaced, and I was going to last year, but I kind of like got super annoyed with the dentist I was going to at home, and so I ended up like being like, F that, like I'll just get it done somewhere else, like, and then I just like put it off because I was like, oh, I'll just like keep it for another year or whatever, and then like next time I'm having work done, I'll get it done. But anyway, so I went to the dentist and they were like, yeah, you need your wisdom tooth removed, and I didn't even mention that I wanted that filling replaced, the silver one, just because of like aesthetics, but they said that one of my old fillings that the dentist that I didn't like did had broken, and so that had to be replaced, and it's like in between teeth, so they're charging me for 2 teeth for some reason, even though it's just like on 1 tooth. I don't get that. That honestly annoys me, but they're charging me for two cavity whatever for some reason, and it's not like I have a cavity. It's just like a filling that needs to be replaced because it's broken. And anyway, so there's that, and then I also have a real cavity like other than that. And by the time that they put on the cleaning, like they had a like special, so that's why I went there. It was like $20 to get like an exam and x-rays, which is a really good deal. And I mostly just like, I knew I probably wasn't gonna get the work done here because I'm only gonna be here for 2 months, and usually they're like booked out for a long time. But what was I saying? I knew I probably wasn't gonna get the work done here, but I just wanted to know so I could like mentally prepare for like how much money I needed to be able to like cough up whenever I get back, so that I can like you know, get it fixed or whatever. And so basically, like, after they added on all the stuff, it was like $1,800, which is a lot of money to me, at least. Like, that's insane. So, and that's not even including replacing the silver filling. But that being said, the prices here in Indiana are like way high compared to home. So I think it's like $50 to $100 per filling cheaper at home. So I'll just wait for that. But yeah, that was a little frustrating because, like, honestly, I would have liked to, like, just get it out of the way, because once school starts, I'll be so busy, and, like, it's, like, most dentists are only open, like, Monday to Friday, blah, blah, blah. But I guess I could schedule it really early in the morning. But I'm going to be so stressed and busy with school that I'm not going to want to deal with it. So, anyway, that's going to be a pain in the ass, but I'm just going to mentally prepare to have to pay, like, at least $1,500, or, like, $1,500 to $2,000. Because, like, that didn't even include the replacement. And by then I might have another cavity, who knows. And like I was saying earlier, like, I never got cavities when I was a kid. And, like, I have really good oral hygiene. Like, obviously, like, I brush, like, twice a day. And I don't do mouthwash, but people don't usually even recommend that, like, necessarily. But my problem is that I wasn't, like, flossing enough. And, like, I guess that's, like, where most adult cavities come from, is, like, not flossing. And so I'm going to make an effort to get better at that, because it's, like, costing me a lot of money. And it's really annoying to floss, but, I mean, you just got to do what you got to do. And it makes me feel gross. Like, it's embarrassing to even talk about, because it's like, oh, my gosh, that's gross that you have cavities. But it's like, well, oh, well. I'm going to go back on top with that butter shade. Can I get it here? I'm going to mark that on my tally. So, yeah, that's the stitch on that. And that's really frustrating for me, because it's just like, why is this happening? Like, I don't know, like, I take good care of my teeth, and I don't, like, I'm not, like, I don't know, not brushing my teeth or whatever. So, yeah. What else? I think that's, like, I'm trying to think if there's anything else on a life update into things that I need to talk about. I've went on a long time without stopping, so that's cool. Because, like, usually I'm just kind of, like, run out of things to talk about, and then I have to have that list as backup to, like, so that it doesn't get awkward. But I feel like that looks a lot better blended than it did. But I'll like, go in and deepen the outer corner again. But also I wanted to add some more brightness to the inside. This Aura sequin from Tati Palette is, like, the best thing. And I like to add it right there to, like, brighten it. Because, like, that's a section, like, right here that, like, I have veins and shadows, and, like, a lot of times it doesn't get covered with stuff. So I like to go in and, like, brighten it with that sequin shade. I don't know why I'm trying so hard on my eyeshadow right now, because it's, like, only Goodwill people are going to see it. Nothing against Goodwill people, but, like, they're probably not going to be examining my makeup closely. But also, I shouldn't say that, because y'all are going to see it. And also, like, the people who watch my other videos are going to see it, because I'm going to be filming my other, you know, my years of usage and my Pana palette updates as well. I don't know if it's worth updating my Let's Get Loose project, because I don't have a ton of progress on it, but I might. I haven't decided. But my under eyes look kind of dry. One good thing to, like, make your under eyes look less dry is to go in with, like, a radiant powder after. And you can use, like, an hourglass powder. This is what I use. It's like a Makeup Revolution dupe. And it's just like a little bit of a glowy powder to go under your eyes and make them look less dry. And it's really nice technique. Usually I would, like, if I was going full beat, I would, like, have on, like, cream bronzer and contour and highlight as well, but I'm not. I mean, I'm still going to do powder of all that, but it's not like I need this to last all day or whatever. and I don't want to waste the product, because like my powder products, like a lot of those are a lot older, and like the cream, besides the blush is really old, I need to use that. But other than that, my cream products are like fairly new, so it's not like I'm in a rush to use them up. A lot of times after I do that cream blush, I feel like I don't need to like add more blush on top, but I'm gonna do it because there's no reason not to. But I kind of want like an orangey blush, so I'm gonna use this ABH peach palette. It's called Peach. Let me see, I'm trying to find the name of it. Peachy Love. I'm just gonna stick between these two orangey shades. Tap around. Because the other blush I used was very pink, and so this is just gonna warm up the blush to match my eyeshadow a little bit better. Anyway, what was I talking about? I need to do my eyebrows still. Eyebrows. I like that blush. That's a really nice blush. I don't use it enough because it's like, even though it's kind of old, I got it in like years ago, like probably like 4 or 5 years ago. But my other blushes are like, can you believe it, even older than that? So like a lot older than that. So I'm trying to like use those up first. So like I only use that blush when I'm like craving it. I'm not like necessarily like trying to pan it, because I'm trying to pan the older ones first. But yeah. I forgot what I was talking about before that. I was talking earlier about the 2 makeup purchases I did this year, and I had already talked kind of about that Becca Foundation, but my second makeup purchase of the year was the Huda Mercury Retrograde palette. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I haven't even like swatched it or anything because I'm like focusing on my years of usage right now, but I'm gonna take pics of it, and I don't want to swatch it until I take my little like debut picture from my Instagram of it. And so maybe I'll do a video where I use that palette, I don't know, but then the thing is, like, I try to use my years of usage shades, but what I did last year is, like, for the Tati palette, it wasn't in the project last year, but I did occasionally, like, just have the desire to use it. So, like, all those red marks, you can tell that are the ones from last year. So you can tell that I, like, used it anyway, even though it wasn't in project. But that just kind of like went into this year, towards this year's project. So I think that's what I'm going to do with the Huda palette. I'm going to write out all the shade names like I do for all the others. And then if I do like just have the desire to use it, I will. But it's not like technically in the project. I won't be updating it or anything. So yeah. I'm using this makeup towel. So yeah, I was working on brows. I think I'm getting pretty close to done like going through the topics that are like what I have. If y'all have any like questions that you're curious about, it doesn't even have to be about my life, just like anything you want to like me to chat about, feel free. I will say I like don't really like to go into like controversial topics because I just like everyone to like me, and it gives me anxiety. So yeah, speaking of that, I will get back into the questions that I had started last time and not finished. I'm on question 35, and I think I didn't really read, but I read the first question that's coming up next. What are your hobbies? Obviously, like, makeup is probably my like main hobby at the moment. My other main hobby, not necessarily here because like no one really dances here, but I really love like country dancing. It's like 2-step and swing. Not line dancing, don't get it confused. I do not like line dancing. But I mean, it kind of goes with it, but it's just like a different form of dancing. I like partner dancing. And so like no one here like really does that. And like my second week here, I went to PBR, which if you know what PBR is, it's like a rodeo basically. But they have like a bar called that here. My foot is asleep. When my foot falls asleep, I like to like jump around. But I just want to finish this, I guess, because I don't like to edit my videos because I'm lazy. Anyway, so I went to this bar, and like it's the most country bar, and I like live by a big city here, and like it's a big city, and so I figured they would at least have one country bar. because there's a lot of country people here. Like, there's a lot of, like, farmland and, like, stuff around here. And honestly, like, people are a lot more, like, country than I expected. I expected people here to be, like, super, like, I don't know, like, I guess, like, I'm from the South, so, like, there's, like, a stereotype of, like, how, like, northern people are. And it just, like, there's, like, so many, like, farming, like, small town type of people here that it's refreshing because it's, like, more like home. But anyway, that being said, so I just thought there would be at least one country bar, and I went, and yeah, they were playing country music all night, but there was a dance floor, and people don't know how to dance, and people were just, like, doing club type dancing to the country music, and I'm like, this is not it, sis. Like, we need to actually, like, dance country, whatever. But they didn't know how to do it, so whatever. I like, at that time I was, like, on a date with a different guy, actually, because that was, like, when I first got here. And yeah, I made him dance with me, and we were having fun, but I mean, there wasn't a lot of space because, like, no one knew what they were doing, and people, like, were just getting in our way, and so it wasn't, like, that much fun. And, like, it's also awkward, like, being the only ones dancing, like, the real stuff, because then everyone looks at you because they're like, oh my gosh, so cool. But it's also like, all eyes on me in the center of the ring. But yeah. So anyway, I haven't been able to do that, but I'd say that's, like, my main hobby outside of makeup, typically. And what else? I really wanted to do a red lip today, but I know that's, like, really extreme with the eye look, so I probably shouldn't. I should probably go nude, but, like, I have not done a red lip in a long time, and I want to. And I look good in red lip because I feel like, I don't know, it just looks good on me. So, but the thing is, like, when I'm, like, going on a date or whatever, I don't want to do it in case we, like, kiss or whatever, because then it'll just, like, travel everywhere. And also, if I'm, like, eating, it'll travel. But yeah, I need to do my lower eyeshadow. Maybe I'll use some of my palette here. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Trying to see if it passes. Okay, it kind of passed. I don't know. Or I could use the Jaclyn Hill palette. By the way, I'm not, like, specifically focusing on any palette. Like, I'm giving myself the freedom during this look to, like, reach for whatever palettes I want to, as long as they're, like, in the project. And I'm like, yes, I'm trying to reach for shades that I have not hit gold on yet, but I'm also, like, giving myself freedom. Because, like, usually I'm, like, trying to focus on one particular palette or whatever. So I'm going to go in with 24/7 from Jaclyn Hill. Jaclyn Hill, the OG palette for the outer corner. It's like a shimmery brown, basically. Ooh. So what else? Yeah. Yeah, back on the hobby topic. I think, like, also I love swimming a lot. So swimming is life. But it's freezing cold here, so that's not something I can do here. But at home in the summer, I swim, like, nearly every day because I live on a lake, so I love that. And I also am very artsy. I like to, like, craft and paint. I think I kind of, like, burned myself out on painting for a minute because, like, I was doing commissions at one point, and it was just, like, not very fun to, like, because people would try to ask me to paint things that, like, was not in my comfort zone of painting, and I like to, like, paint within my comfort zone because it's just, like, more fun that way. It's more of, like, I feel like it should be enjoyable and not, like, stressful. So I'll go in with the green shade from my Franken palette. Yeah. So that's the stitch on that. So I guess I'll just move on to the next question because I kind of, like, answered it. I gave you 3 or 4. Let's see. Next question. What is the best gift you have given? Honestly, I have to think about it for a minute, but I'm actually a really good gift giver. Like, because I, like, keep a notes app in my phone, and if, like, someone that I know I need to buy a gift for, like, mentions, like, something, or I, like, am with them and I just notice that they, like, or think of something they would like, I like write it down. That way, like when it comes time, like I kind of already have like a little bit of a plan. And people always compliment me on my gift giving. I'm like really thoughtful in my gift giving, because like even if it's something they didn't ask for, I can just like kind of see like what people would need or like want, you know? And so that's like cool. I guess like recently for Valentine's Day, I got my man a really cool basket. It was like a gift basket, and it had, he really likes like Miller Lite, so I got him like a 6-pack, and I like tied bows on the top, and then I like wrapped the basket in tulle, and I like cut out little hearts and everything, and then I also put in like a hand painted little heart envelope basically, which he still has on his desk, which is really cute. And I also like got him a pack of like those like mini fireball shots, because he likes snow skiing, and that's like a thing apparently, like you take fireball shots when you go skiing. And I went skiing with him once, but we didn't, I mean, I don't do fireball shots, but he did one, I think. But anyway, I just got him a pack. And then what else? I also included like lottery tickets in it. And the reason, like, he was really hard to shop for, because he does not like sweets or like snacks. Like, he just doesn't really like all this kind of like, I asked him like what snacks he likes, what he doesn't like candy, but for snacks he likes like things that are not like non-perishable. Like basically like he'll make like mozzarella sticks or whatever in the microwave, and it's like, I can't put that in a basket, it's gonna go bad. So I had to like really think deeply about like things that I could add, because the typical things that you would think of on Valentine's Day are a no-go for him. But yeah, I don't know if this is like too smoky, but I mean, I'm a smoky gal. I think I might like try to lighten it. I'll go in with like a nude shade and like decrease the smoke on the bottom maybe. But honestly, like in real life, I feel like it doesn't look crazy, but like on camera, it looks like I'm like smoked out. Let's see. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so I think that's a good gift. That's like what came to the top of my head. But like, I mean, I'm like pretty good at gift giving in general. Like I get my aunt a lot of stuff. I like go pretty extravagant for her, because I used to live with her for free. So I mean, she wouldn't really like let me pay her rent or whatever. So yeah. I should probably clean up that eyeshadow, because I still have like, I'm like going way out of order than normal, just because I guess I'm talking and I'm distracted. But I'm gonna go in and calm down a little bit of my eye look, because I feel like it's like a little too smoky for what I was going for. But honestly, like I always smoke out the bottom, but I just feel like this is like, it looks intense on camera at least. So can I get a kiss? See, still in my head. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, anyway, but yeah, that's kind of my thing. Like I put in my notes app whenever I think of things for people, so that I can like go back on it. Okay, next question. What is the worst gift you have received? Oh, this is actually, will forever be ingrained in my mind. I mean, I'm sure I've like actually received worse, but I can like literally remember for Christmas one year. I know this is like kind of traumatic, but for Christmas one year, like, I mean, we were kind of poor, but like also my dad was like really stupid with money. Like he just like blew money on stuff like we didn't need, whenever he should have been spending it on like more important things. But anyway, for Christmas one year, I knew we were poor, so I like didn't ask for anything extravagant. Like literally, I used to be really into baking when I was younger, but now I kind of stopped because I'm like more concerned about my weight, I guess. But anyway, I asked for a cupcake pan, like that I could bake cupcakes in, because like I baked cakes all the time, but we did not have a cupcake pan, and so I really wanted to be able to make cupcakes. And he, like, that's literally all I asked for. And like we were the type of family to do like one gift, like one major gift at least at that time in our lives, because like we were poor or whatever. And so I almost cried. Like, I know this sounds dramatic, but it really isn't dramatic. This just like goes to show you like my horrible childhood. But basically, I opened up my Christmas present, which I only got one. And, like, keep in mind, like my mom wasn't, like, she went all out for Christmas, and I'm not saying that Christmas is about gifts, it really doesn't matter. And, like, if I had asked for this, I would be very happy, whatever. But, anyway, I opened it up, and it was a plate, an actual just plate with a snowman on it. And it was a cute plate, but literally, like, all I asked for was cupcake bands, and they're literally, like, $3 at Walmart. $3 at Walmart. Like, no exaggeration, like, I checked. And that's all I asked for. And, like, he wouldn't let me, I don't remember how old I was at this time. I was probably, like, 13 or 14, so, like, I couldn't work, and, like, he also wouldn't have let me work even if I could. But, anyway, that was pretty devastating, but you might think I sound dramatic right now. But, so I have one brother, and obviously, like, he's by far the favorite child, for my dad, at least. Yeah, my dad's just a shithead, but anyway. My brother got a Russian rifle that was, like, $400, and he probably, like, went to Goodwill and got me, like, a $2 plate that I didn't even want, and all I asked for was a $3 gift. Like, he could have spent an extra $1 to get me a cupcake pan, and then he spent $400 on my brother, which I would be happy for him, like, whatever. Like, I'm not, like, that type of person. I don't really care, like, oh, how much they spend, how much people spend on me or whatever. But, like, that pissed me off. Like, that was just, like, such a, like, encapsulation of, like, my entire childhood of shit. Like, my dad just, like, hated me, and I didn't even do anything wrong. Like, it sucked. Like, I was literally, like, as soon as I was born, he was like, oh, yeah, I hate her. He literally told my brother that. He was like, oh, yeah, your sister, or no, he told me that all the time, too. Like, he'd be like, you've been evil since you were born, and stuff like that, or, like, you've ruined my life since you were born. Like, obviously, like, a baby can't do anything, like, whatever. Anyway, so he's just a piece of POS. Anyway, I'll move on from that, but that's the worst gift, because that's what always comes to mind when I think of the worst gift. And I'm sure I've gotten something worse than that, but, because it was actually, like, a nice plate. But, that being said, like, just the story behind it makes it terrible. Okay, aside from necessities, what is one thing you could not go a day without? Necessities, aside from necessities. I mean, obviously, like, if it's not a necessity, you can go a day without it, and I'm not the type of bitch to be like, oh my gosh, I can't go without my phone. But, like, I guess, something that's, obviously I need, like, water, but I guess that would fall under necessities, and, like, food is under necessities. Something I really, like to have and enjoy is, like, I always, like, reapply Vaseline to my lips, because dry lips, like, drive me crazy. So, I guess I would say that, because, like, oh, I guess it would really suck to go without socks, too. I really, like, don't like not wearing socks, unless I'm, like, wearing sandals or whatever, but, like, I don't like, I wear socks to bed, and I wear, like, socks around the house and stuff. But, yeah, that would also be annoying to not have. So, I guess it's kind of, like, a not very cool question, but whatever. Okay, so I guess I'd just say Vaseline to, like, hydrate my lips. 2 pet peeves. Like, I'm pretty sure we kind of covered this in the last video. I think it might have asked a similar question or something. It was, like, what's something that makes you angry or whatever? Which I guess, like, it's not technically the same question, but it's kind of, like, in the same ballpark. But basically, I don't like when people are, like, unintentionally mean to others. That's probably, like, my main one. And another one, I hate burping. Burping disgusts me. Like, if people burp around me, it literally makes me nauseous. Like, it's so gross. And I think a lot of that has to do with my dad had, like, this weird, like, acid problem, like, whenever I was like a teenager, and so he would just like burp constantly, and it was absolutely disgusting. And like I just think I associate him as a disgusting person, and like him constantly burping gives me like literally I had PTSD from the burping. Like I have a lot of PTSD, but it's not even like I'm not even like being dramatic. Like I'm pretty sure like in college, like because I moved out when I was like 17, so it was still pretty fresh. Like in college, like I sat next to this one person and they kept burping during class. And, like, it pisses me off also when people, like, try to make it cute and they're like, bleh. That's so funny. Like, James Charles does that a lot, and it literally, or at least he used to, I don't really follow him. Or, I mean, I don't really watch his stuff, but that is disgusting to me. Like, it actually pisses me off. And if I had a friend that did that all the time, I would say something. I would be like, hey, like, this really grinds my gears. Like, let's not do that. Because it's not even, like, I get it if you, like, have to burp and it's, like, small and you kind of, like, cover it up and you're like, or whatever. But, like, these people, like, exaggerate it and make it extra gross for no reason. And that ticks me off to high heavens. So, I'll move on to the next question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Well, I'll be done with PA school by then. And I don't really know where I'll be living or anything. Like, honestly, a lot of it depends on my relationship status. But if I, like, because I'm not, like, necessarily tied to Oklahoma. I mean, you know, whatever. Like, I would be fine moving away. Like, I've always wanted to live in Florida because I, like, really love the sun. But, yeah. But that being said, if I'm, like, single or whatever, probably, like, the easiest transition would be for me to move back to Arkansas. And, like, my cousin kind of has, like, a sort of job lined up for me that if I, like, want to do it, which is nothing guaranteed, but, like, she thinks that I could get the job, and I think it would be a job that I would like. So that's kind of in my mind as, like, a plan if, you know, I'm, like, single or whatever. So, yeah, I could go there and work in, like, Arkansas. But, yeah, I don't really have it that planned out, I guess. A lot of things can change. Okay, how many pairs of shoes do you own? I really don't know. I'll try to guess. I own a lot because, like, pretty much all my clothes I buy at, like, thrift stores. And so, like, I buy a lot of stuff. Like, shopping is, like, one of my coping mechanisms, believe it or not. So, yeah, I love shopping. And, like, actually, I'm going to Goodwill after this. But, yeah, I have a lot of stuff because, like, I get everything on a really good deal. And, like, I'd rather have a lot of options than, like, a few high-end things, if that makes sense. So, yeah. Okay, I think my face is pretty much done. I just have to do my lips. So, yeah, if I had to guess, I mean, this is going to sound excessive, but it's really not. Because, like little tiny sandals and stuff like that, I would say probably, like, 60 or so. If you count, like, all the heel, like, even, like, stuff I don't wear, like, some shoes I keep for, like, sentimental reasons or whatever, and, like, if you count all that up, probably around 60, I don't know, but I don't mind having more than that. It doesn't bother me, because, like, it's seasonal. Like, I wear booties all winter, and so I have, like, I think I have, like, 6 or 7 pairs of those, and then, like, I have a lot of, like, cute heels, like, to wear to going out, and stuff like that, and, like I said, like, over half of them are, like, thrifted, so it's, like, good deals, and I don't really care. And I'm definitely not a minimalist by any means. Especially when it comes to, like, clothes and shoes, because, like, I never really had that growing up, and so now that I'm in control of my life, I like to, like, express myself through clothes or whatever. Okay. If you were a superhero, what would your power be? Or what power would you have? I've always wanted to be able to read minds. I just feel like that would be very satisfying. And so that's my answer. I guess I'm just nosy. And, like, one of my biggest insecurities, or, like, anxieties, I guess, is, like, always constantly worrying if people like me or not. And so I feel like if I could, like, read their mind, I wouldn't have to worry about that. That would no longer be a question. Like, yeah, they might not like me, at least I know. And I don't have to, like, try to, like, make them like me or whatever. Like, I'll just be like, oh, you don't like me? Okay, cool, whatever. I'll go hang out with people who do like me. But I think it would be really cool. And also, like, expose you to like a lot of like different thought processes and just perspectives. So I think that would be super cool. Yeah. I know this is like also like another thing, I don't know if this is necessarily a power, but another thing that would be cool is to like never die. Like, I don't know if anyone's seen like The Age of Adeline, but it's basically this lady, like, she basically, it has Blake Lively in it, she gets like struck by lightning or whatever, and something magical happens, and she like stays like 25 forever. Like, she lives to be like 150 or whatever. But sorry, I have this gross like little, I should have exfoliated my lips. She lives to be like 100 and something, and then, but she stays looking like 25 or whatever. I don't know, probably not 25, it was older than that, it was like late 20s, but, or maybe early 30s, I don't know. But anyway, it's just so cool. And like also like, you know, thinking of like Twilight, whatever, just like I feel like you could live every life you wanted to live. So I feel like that would take a lot of pressure off of life, because like you don't feel in a rush. Like you don't feel like, oh, like I have to do this by the time I'm 30, I have to do this by the time I'm 40, because like you have unlimited time, so you're not rushed. You can see the whole world, you can experience nearly any experience you want. And like in Twilight, you know how they're like really rich, and also like in The Age of Adeline, she was rich, because like you can make investments early on and then have them forever, and like just keep like changing your name and stuff. So yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, that would be really cool, because I just feel like yeah, it would suck, because like everyone that you love will die in front of you. Like you could be with them for their whole life, but they'll die. But I don't know, it would still be cool to like be able to live every life you want to live. And you have unlimited time to like learn and like think about things and whatever. Like there's so many like if time wasn't an issue, there's so many things that I would want to do, and like so many lives I'd want to live, and that would be really freeing, I feel like. But it would also be like kind of encapsulating, because like I feel like eventually you're just like, I'm tired of doing this, I want to die. But I would want to live a bunch of different lives, because I actually like have like in my head like so many different paths that I would have wanted to try. Just like I always thought like, oh, if I like wasn't so like into academics, I really would think I would be like a cosmetologist, or like do hairdressing, or like, and I know that's not like super serious or whatever, but I feel like it's just like fun. I like enjoy learning new skills and stuff like that. I'm pretty much done with my makeup. I have to do gloss, but that's about it. And or I guess I don't even have a gloss over here, so I guess I'm done. But I guess I can end on that question, because it's already like kind of running late. But yeah, let's see, let's make sure I didn't miss anything. I think it looked really good. I need to set it, but my setting spray's in the other room. And then like pat it. And then after I spray my face, I like to like pat it in with a sponge, because it kind of like seals it in. Did I bronze my neck? I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, I did everything. So anyway, this was a good video. I didn't do that many questions. I guess I ended on question 42. So I only made it through 7 questions, but I talked a lot at the beginning. So anyway, y'all have a blessed day, and definitely go ahead and leave me comments still, because like if you keep leaving comments, it'll make me want to do more videos like this. And if no one comments, then I'll just be like, no one cares, I'll just private it. But yeah, I feel like I didn't talk about anything like super uber personal in this video, so I probably don't have a need to like take it down. I mean, besides like the plate story, but I don't really care about that. Like, it's not that big of a deal. I don't think anyone would judge me for that, or they shouldn't, at least. I don't really care even if they do, because it's whatever. Anyway, I'll quit talking. Y'all have a blessed day. I'll see you in another video. Bye.